but have a little look at the inside of Owners just because he's run so deep. But now Kiffer's going to crack on, so I'm going to use my curse straight up to Rev Limiter to try and not let him pass, but he's already passed me. Nobody just managed to fly past the both of us. Hello everyone, welcome to Cody's League Championship USA. So, as I mentioned yesterday in quali, this race is absolutely vital. We have to have a win here to be in with any chance. You can see there, 15 points back from Nebula after that monumental cock-up in Spain. And pole position yesterday, managed to grab in that rather strange one-shot qualifying session. Strategy, 2-stop, go for option prime, exactly what I planned in AOR. And there's not going to be any rain in this race though. But we know it's Kifler and it's Marco, and they are very, very fast. So we need to be on absolutely top form, and we have to win. I can't stress that enough. And, well, you know, unless something really weird happens in Brazil, if we don't win, that's championship over. So, there we are, getting strapped in then. So, it was teammate Mud in P2, and Marco in P3. And, no, sorry, it wasn't. It was Gem in P3, Marco in P4. And I had to go to super slow-mo, quarter speed this is, because you can see the timer starts at the top there. I had to really, really quickly go through the setup, so I had to slow it right down so it's even visible. It's still quite fast, isn't it? But won't bother reading any of that out. It's the same as the AOR setup anyway. And strategy, okay, guys, let's get these changes made. Just adjusting it now. So going to lap 6 on the first set of options. Then I will go to primes to lap 17. So that's 11 laps, and then a further 11 laps on the next set of primes till the end. So pretty standard strategy. And you can see I'm finally ready to go out now. And well, it's fortunate we got Tiamat Mard in P2 because he's in Australia and he is quite laggy, so he generally gets a slower start than everyone. So I should be able to get a solid start. Gem just behind me in P3 and Marco in P4 will get at least the same starts as me, you'd imagine. But I wouldn't imagine that Tiamat Mard's going to get as good a start as me. But Kifler, bad quality. Where was he? Down in 7th or 8th, somewhere like that. Down the field anyway, so we need to try, and if we can be in these positions after the first turn, we'll be happy with that. And then I just need to push like crazy and try and hold on to this win. It's absolutely vital. And so here we are then. Got your hopes up by cockpit cam, but of course I don't use that. So lights are on then. We have to get a good start. We have to get the win. We've got 5 lights now and they're out straight away. Then full throttle start, and indeed Tiamat does get a bad start. I had to retire that because he's streaming and he's not part of the race anyway. And a lot of battling going behind. I'm going to go to the middle of the track just purely because I don't want to get wiped out. So it's compromised me a little bit, but it was worth it. And oh, lots of cars off the track there. And actually looks like Marco's managed to get up to P2. I don't even know where Gem is right now. And Tiamat Mard's down a few places as well. So not a great start by Gem at all. We've managed to come through in P1, but unfortunately Marco's come through in P2. And we know how fast he is, so I suspect that he will be all over us. A bit of a cut there, but just trying to concentrate on pushing now. Try and get him straight out of my DRS zone, but because of course we're running with setups then. I haven't really mentioned that. We did go through them, but I hadn't mentioned, of course, yesterday was a default setup, but park firmware was off, so we were able to select our normal setups for the race. So we'll be back to how it always should have been, really. And using the rest of the curves there. A little bit of a gap to Marco, just enough that he's not going to be able to overtake me. But I don't even know where Gem is. But Kifler at least isn't right up here somewhere. He's back a little bit as well, so that's okay. I just need to concentrate. Like I said, we'll have to win. Regardless of what's going on around me, even if Nebula are 2 and 3, we're still with half a shot, as long as Gem's up there somewhere. And but it's just the win is absolutely essential. 7 points difference between first and second, which effectively means a 14-point difference between first and second. So if I come first and Marco comes second, that's 7 points. Whereas you swap that around, it effectively becomes a 14 points difference, doesn't it? Because I lose 7, he gains 7, so it will be cut there. And a little bit of a gap to Marco, but not a lot. But that'll do at the end of the first lap anyway. That's not too bad. But I'm not really expecting to be much faster than him. And 7 tenths is the gap then. Tiamat must manage to get back up to P3, so good job of him. 1.5 back from Marco. We'll skip now to the end of lap 3. Get it slowed down quite nicely, but he will now get DRS. Yeah, plenty close enough to me. He will certainly get DRS. Quite a bit of curves to use though, so it's not a huge issue. Going to Rich as well, you saw that. And You know, he's not going to be close enough. He's gaining on me quite considerably, but he's not going to be close enough. So it's already gone out the window that I'm going to be able to pull away from this pack and just take the comfortable win, because he managed to stick with him until we got DRS, and now he's all over the DRS. So just half a second, and TM Etmard's not falling back either, is he? Still that 1.6 back, so he's only lost a tenth in the last 2 laps to Marco, so he's certainly got decent pace as well. And looks like we're dropping the rest of the field though. Look at the minimap, big gap between TM Etmard and P4, which unfortunately, one of those is my teammate Jem, and we need to do well, but fortunately the other one is Gifler for Nebula. A little bit wide there. Comes in lap 3 now. And we're doing okay. This is okay. You know, I don't need to win by a mile. And was it Fast and Furious? Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. I can't believe I just said that in one of my videos. That was pretty awesome. I'm well proud of that. And I can't believe I said it before actually. But back to the race. And 6 tenths now to Marco. Oh, he's all over me though, isn't he? Very, very close. So he will certainly get DRS on this lap. Hopefully he'll have a bit of dirty air and won't be quite so close to me. That's what I need. All over the curb there. Pretty good lines for that. A bit of correction there. Trying to avoid a big cut. Quite wide there. Marco's still fairly close to me. Only half a second back. So we will certainly get DRS. In fact, I've got all of my curves and I'm going to use Rich. But even so, he might be able to fly past me because DRS is quite powerful this track. Got a nice line to get on the throttle nice and early, which I managed to do nicely using the curves now. He's going to get slipstream as well. Lots and lots of it. So he could be very, very close come the end of the straight. And well, he is certainly be all over me. And look at that, it's going to fly up me inside. I'm going to let him on the inside line because I want a nice outside line, and I can brake very late, which I managed to get it right. So right onto the first, and oh, he's outbraked himself there straight off the track. And that's then we to come straight back through. So I can tell you that gives you a great deal of satisfaction, especially as actually, of course, we know with benefit of hindsight, but I do believe this was the first time I'd raced Marco. I don't think he had joined AOR yet, or if he has, I hadn't raced him in AOR. So actually, this I didn't actually know Marco before this. Of course, I do now, but as I was racing this some time ago, I didn't even know him. So as far as I was concerned, he was a relatively new, inexperienced guy, and I was the experienced guy with something to prove. With 2 AOR titles under my belt, and certainly a point to prove in this league. We need to get those points back. So to hold it around the outside there and to see him go flying up the inside off the track give me a great deal of satisfaction. Bit of breathing space now as well to Marco. End of lap 6. He's still not managed to get close enough to me, but he just got into the box then. So he is pitting. So he's pitting 1 lap earlier than us. I can tell you that Nebula actually had a race director, race manager, whatever, who were basically helping them with the strategy, which we didn't have an AOR at all. It was me and Jem occasionally talk to each other, but we didn't have a race director or anything like that. But a little bit of a gap to TM Etmard, but he's certainly hanging on there, isn't he? And Andre in P3, a little way back, but I don't even know where Jem is still. And well, we need him scoring quality. He had decent pace, didn't he? Managed to get P3 on the grid. We need him scoring decent points. 1.5 to TM Etmard now. And I will say that Marco is actually running with the pad assist thing, where you can do override input device gamepad. He's actually running that, which basically means he's got much slower turning, but always the perfect steering angle. And it does mean that he gets much better tyre wear than me, because he's always got the perfect steering angle, so his front tyres never understeers. So I'll be mindful of that towards the end of the prime stints. And it's been a pretty decent in-lap. I need to be pushing a little bit, drifting through that corner, but I've been pushing quite hard because, of course, he will get the undercut on me, and I could do without him being a few seconds up the road. But these tyres have certainly got off now, haven't they? They've got not a lot of grip now. They're okay up until now, and almost 2 seconds to TM Etmard then, so I've managed to keep my tyres in slightly better than him by the looks of it, but now they've certainly gone off. I hope they don't get held up in the pits at all. 1 more corner to go really for the pits. Now this pit entry, as I mentioned in the last video, I tend to practice pit entries a little bit, make sure I'm good at them. And that was, well, a little bit slow actually, but that was good enough to make my boxes as well. So where is Marco going to be then? And it's actually mid-lack in P4, so God knows where Jem's gone. But come on, we need a good stop. Just over 3 seconds usually. 3.2, that'll do. Didn't get held up by TM Etmard luckily. And where's Marco coming down the pit straight now? So it's going to be close actually. He's not going to be miles ahead of me, that's for sure. And where is he? Where is he? There he is. There he is. It's going to be close. I think he's going to have me, but it's going to be close. He's still alongside me, so it's not as easy as I thought it might be. I have to leave him lots of room though, which enables him to sneak on the outside. And of course, I've got Stone Cold Tires on the right hand side there. My wheel's already up to temp, but take them a couple of corners to get up to temperature. But it's quite quick in this track because it's such high speed corners. And well, That's the first time Marco's led. I've lost the lead, but my tyres will be better, so I should hopefully be able to hold on to him, but I'm a little bit worried that he might have better pace than me. So I need to make sure I'm sticking right with him. And I'm going to get DRS this lap going to Rich already, look. I want to overtake him. I want to get him straight back. I don't want to be messing about. I want to get him straight back, especially if he's got better pace than me. Can't have him pulling away. This win is absolutely vital. So I've got all of my curves, though. Look at this. Lots of slipstream DRS as well. This is the same as the other lap, isn't it? But in reverse, he's going to go to the inside this time, though. So I'm going to go to the outside. Well alongside him, he's going to try and outbrake him, which I just not managed to do. Oh, looks like he's gone deep again. Yes, he has. He's gone deep again. The same mistake he's made again. And, well, in a rare instance for me, I'm going to show you his point of view and just have a listen to this. I find it quite funny.
Your cold tires versus my warm tires. I go too deep again. He gets me again. What a bastard. Same trick. I fall for it twice. I feel like such a...
Well, we'll just cut it there. Wasn't entirely sure the word he used at the end there, but yes, I found that rather comical with what he said. I only found that out today, actually. As I mentioned to him, I was editing the video, and he sent me the link to what he said. And it, again, apologies for the language there, but it was making me giggle quite considerably. How annoyed and how much cursing it was me there, and it wasn't even my fault. It was just quite frustrated that I'd done the same move to him twice, and again, well, I mean, there's satisfaction in the first move. Doing it twice, great deal of satisfaction. But back into P1 now, which is exactly what we need. So hopefully, with my 1 lap fresher tyres, which does make a surprisingly big difference in this game, hopefully I'll be able to pull away from him now. That's what I intend to do. And 8 tenths as it stands. TMX Mod's 2.5 seconds back again, so he lost a little bit of time in the pits. And which is good because we know he's got good pace, so I don't want him getting involved. His league's not even really involved in this title battle, so we don't want him. Well, we do want him involved, but not in front of me. We want him in front of Nebula. That'd be ideal, wouldn't it? But just not in front of me. If he can help it, please. Thank you very much. And just 6 tenths of Nebula now then to sorry, Marco. That's because his name's Nebula. Marco FD at the top there. Look. So we will get DRS. But hopefully I can hold him off. Yeah, a bit of oversteer there. It's plenty far enough back. I've got a full charge of Kers as well. I'm not even sure if I've gone to Rich. If I did it before the corner. Yes, I did go to Rich. So plenty of gap there. So just need to push now. Need to try and get this gap out. If I can get it over a second, I might be able to pull away with these fresher tyres. Gone purple, fastest of anyone. 1.1 seconds, so it is just about outside of DRS. So I need to push now, try and sneak it outside of DRS if I can. TMX Mod still 2.5 seconds back on Marco. So which means he's, what, more or less 3.5 back from me. So just falling off just a little bit. And again, still no idea where Gem is, unfortunately. But at least Nebula, sorry, Kifler isn't up there. A little bit wide there. But just doing everything I need to do. And look at this, keep cutting the corners. Just turn it in. If these tires have got really good grip. Still getting used to it. And purple lap fastest of anyone, 37.9. 1.6 to Marco now then. So again, half a second on him in that final sector. I will certainly take that. And that's going to push him outside of DRS then. Hopefully. He does usually have a very strong first sector. So we'll see how that plays out. But just need to keep pushing it. And, well, TMX Mod's actually closed down Marco as well. So he's got good pace. Of course, because he's on the same strategy as me, TMX Mod will at least be, well, in theory, he'll at least be able to match my pace. If he can get that sort of pace together. And 1.7 now to Marco, so a little bit more again. Only 1.9 to TMX Mod. So he has indeed got very similar pace to me. But Marco just falling off the pace a little bit now. But I will say you do get what I like to call qualifying grip for a lap or two out of tyres. So you get kind of like an edged grip, you get an extra bit of grip for the first lap or two, and then they go back down to normal race grip, which you then get until the tyres start to wear out. So that's what that was. That won't keep happening. That was just for that one sector where I still had quali grip, and he used all his quali grip up. And if you're interested, when you go into the tyre menu, I believe it still applies to F1 2014. When you go into the tyre menu, the little number in the middle is your quali grip. So it usually says 1, 1.01, 1.5, 2, whatever. That's your quali grip. And you'll notice when you go out for a quali lap, that'll be gone when you come back into the garage. So there we are. Took me a while to work that out, but I did figure it out in the end. So a bit of a nugget of information for you. 1.7 now to Marco. So there we go. Like I said, it's pretty much evened out, and I expect it to be similar at the end of this sector if I can hold it together. But a lot of pressure on my shoulders. Like I said, this is a vital win. I've said it quite a few times now, but it really is. I can't explain to you how important it is to win this race. So a lot of pressure on my shoulders. And well, I've not won a race. In fact, AOR's not won a race in this league because of the Spain cock-up. 1.6 there, so like I said, similar sort of pace. And on to lap 12 now. And way too early to box still. But, well, 2000 pretty consistent there, but 1.2 now, so he's managed to just, maybe I made a little mistake. He's managed to get it just about down to 1.2, so I need to push now. I can't let him have DRS again, otherwise he'll be all over me. I want to try and maintain that gap, and well, I've lost a bit of time to Team Etmar too, so it's not been a great last couple of laps for me. They've been pretty good, but not good enough, and now I'm thinking, right, Alex, you've got to find something else. You've got to push, find an extra couple of tenths, which is a lot easier said than done, a lot easier said than done. And, well, nothing at first sector, but when you already practice a lot, and when you're already on the limit against such competitive guys, to try and dig deep and find another tenth or two, it's so hard. But that's what I was thinking to myself right now. Alex, if you're going to win this championship, if you're going to get AOR to win this championship, you need to dig deep now. Now is the time. Dig deep, find another tenth. Just another tenth a lap would do it. Another tenth a lap, ideally 2 tenths a lap. It's not a lot, but like I said, at this level, you don't leave that sort of time on the table. So I'm just pushing now, and I've pretty much nailed all of my apexes this whole lap, and there we go, 3 tenths up. So I was consistent, wasn't I, last lap, but I've managed to find 3 tenths this lap, and there we go. That's almost what I found on Marco 2, 1.4. So just pump myself up there and just really thinking, you've got to nail this lap, or not this lap, you've got to nail this stint even, and just you've got to keep out of DRS. It's absolutely essential. You have to win this race, and I was thinking that most of the way around this track in this race, because it's so important. It really is, and I'm not going to stop banging on about it, because it is absolutely vital to set us up for a finale in Brazil. And there we go, 4 tenths I found in the end, and almost a purple lap alert, not far off. So that just shows you how much of a better lap that was. And back up to 1.6 to Marco. That's a bit more like it. And looks like they've fallen back a little bit on me. So pump myself up. Looks like Marco boxes as well. Team Etmar doesn't. This will be my in lap. But looks like pumping myself up. Just nearly 3-second gap to Team Etmar now. I think Marco did make a bit of a mistake, but just pumped myself up, enabled me to find those extra tenth or two, which, I mean, I was pushing so hard. This was one of the most pressurized races I've ever been in, because it wasn't for me. You know, when I'm racing an AOR, it's for me. That's what, you know, that's what I'm doing. If I lose, it's on me, and I feel a bit down, or I've lost, that's a bit of a bummer. Not the end of the world, but, you know, this was live streamed. A lot of AOR drivers were watching it. AOR is, of course, quite widely regarded as, you know, one of the best leagues, one of the fastest leagues. So, and of course, it was our cock-up. That's the other thing. It was our cock-up in Spain. You know, we should have been comfortably leading this championship if we got that 1-2 that we were on for in Spain. But we've cocked it up, and we need to earn it back. So there was a great deal of pressure, and like I said, I was talking to myself, well, not out loud, but in my head, through this race, just egging myself on. And it's absolutely vital. And of course, I don't know where Jem's gone, and obviously I didn't at the time. Well, actually, I think I was talking to him, so I probably did, but I didn't really know what was going on with Jem. So all I knew, and I needed to win the race, regardless of what anyone else is doing. I have to be the one who brings this race home. So 3.2 now to Team Etmar, so a little bit more. So again, just pushing still. And like I said, this is the most pressurized I've ever been, and it's also the hardest I've ever pushed in a race. This is. And I wasn't really challenged, which is an interesting one. I wasn't, you know, it wasn't constant battling for this race, is it? There's been not a lot of battling, but pushing and just, you know, I'm not technically battling on track, but I am battling. I know I'm battling. I know they're there. And I might get held up by Team Etmar here, because he was 3.4 back from me, which is the perfect distance to hold me up. No, I didn't, luckily. Just about got away with it. Another couple of tenths, I might get held up a little bit there. And hopefully I'll be ahead of Marco, and hopefully still out of his DRS zone. It was about 3 seconds when he boxed. So should be, yeah, he's quite a way down there. Coming right to the middle of the track there to get a better, nice sweeping line for this first turn. And looks like they're going to be right on top of each other behind Marco, who's just ahead of Team Etmar though. But that's good, then I'll hopefully be battling and slow each other down, so that's no way to have another couple of seconds. That was the final pit stop as well, just 10 laps left to go now of this race. And I'm in the lead, few seconds, but again, I know how fast they are. And if I drop, well, if I make a mistake and drop a second, that's it. They're on me again, and it's going to be a battle to the end. So I want to keep this gap. I need to keep this gap, this sort of cushion. I don't want to be battling with them. I don't want to make a race. I just want to win. I know I need to win. And plus also, having not won a race, it wasn't great. I wanted to win at least one for this CLC Championship. So that's another pressure as well. And using the rest of my curves now. So again though, I will have another lap of quali grip, as I mentioned before, over Marco. So I should hopefully be able to make the gap slightly bigger than it is now. That was pretty nice through there. We'll get a gap at the end of this sector just here. And I'm pretty much leading these sectors, aren't I? I'm driving very well. few more cuts and extends than I usually like to see, but in all honesty, having watched Marco's video, there was quite a considerable amount more cuts and extends, so that's why I was slightly more lenient on myself in terms of cuts and extends in this league, because I knew that others were doing it as well, and I'm a big fan of it being fair. Regardless of rules, it needs to be fair, which essentially is what I created. And I'm still trying not to cut, but I'm not quite so paranoid about it. So I'm just pushing a little bit harder, flirting with the limits a little bit more. So gap's now 2.3 then, so a nice little buffer. But, you know, if he can get a tenth a lap on me, a bit more than that, maybe 2 tenths a lap on me, he'll be on me from the ends, at the end. So still to keep it up, and now it's the penultimate lap. And looks like we managed to maintain that gap. 2.8, yes, we have indeed, and that's the TM Etmard as well. So Marco's actually dropped 2.8 back from TM Etmard there. So it's actually that's good, because that means they can lose 3 points, doesn't it? Again, I still don't really know where Jem is. There's a big gap between us three and the rest. But I've just realised I've been saying TM Etmard, and people shouted at me last time for saying TM Etmard. It's just easier. That's got a flow. TM Etmard's got a flow. TM Etmard UK 1 technically. That's not got a flow. That's not pretty. But TM Etmard, that's you can say that. That rolls off the tongue. That's why I say it. So I'm going to keep doing that. And still 2.8 now then. So we have, thus far at least, just a lap and a half left to go. Managed to soak up all that pressure and not made any mistakes. There's not been any mistakes really. I've not even dropped half a second in a lap. It's been very consistent stuff. Managed to hold it together, and I've managed to somehow dig deep and find an extra tenth or two, which I honestly can't do it justice to describe to you how hard that feel. The only people that will really know how I feel will be the top league racers. You know, people like me, perhaps Onage, Mac G, perhaps Noble, Limitless, all those sort of people, real top guys who are, you know, right at the top of their game. And digging deep after you've done a lot of practice and digging deep and find those extra couple of tenths, it just doesn't happen. Usually it just doesn't happen, especially with this amount of pressure. So to be able to dig deep and find those couple of tenths, I take a great deal of pride in that, because I've never regarded myself as one of the fastest drivers in all honesty. You know, I'm not the fastest, only just faster. There's quite a lot of people that are faster than me. In fact, Marco and Team Etmard have probably been a little bit faster than me in this race, but my consistency, my strategy, my racecraft, it's all paid off in this race, and I'm now leading by 3 seconds, which isn't a lot, but it's enough. One more lap to go, just need to hold it together now. I'm not going to lose 3 seconds in a lap unless I make a big mistake, so that's all I need to do. Not make a mistake, that's all I've got to do, and I bring home the first AOR win, would you believe, in 4 races. When you consider it was me and Onage, even I expected to have more wins in this by this stage. But better late than never. 3.2 now to Team Etmard, so we're actually gaining on him because we've been able to go rich there. And 2.8 to Marco there, so I expect this will be where we finish. And that's, like I said, that's certainly good. We could well need those points come the end. It fully depends where Jem and Kifler are. But we could well, and look at that, there's an entire sector pretty much between 3rd and 4th. Huge gap, so that just shows the hot pace that we've been running at the front. And tyres are quite worn there, but it's not a huge issue. We'll be okay now till the end. And it's been a pretty solid lap, hasn't it? Even this final lap, I've not really backed off too much. It was 3.2, it's now 3.5, so I'm actually still gaining on Team Etmard behind, amazingly. 2.9 to Nebula, I'm gaining even more on Marco. Lots of wheel spin out that corner then, still on Rich. And here we go then, last couple of corners, which will give me my first win in Cody's League Championship. And I've managed to soak up the pressure, and you see already doing a little bit of swerving there. And out the final corner, a little bit of wheel spin, a little bit of oversteer, lots and lots of swerving, and that is how much it means to me to take that first win with that amount of pressure, with that quicker guys in it, and having a few battles there as well, to be able to take pole and the race win there is absolutely stunning. I can't believe it. And there we go, confirmation, P1 for me, and Marco down in P3 now. Jem down in P7, Kifra actually up in P5, so Jem didn't own P7 from P3. That's not a great result from Jem, but that's okay. Look on the right side there now. We're just, what's that, 9 points back now. 9 points. That's all it is. 9 points. That sounds good. And I tell you what, we've earned that. We've worked so hard. And like I said, this win was absolutely vital. And I managed to just about get it. And I keep banging on about it, but honestly, that was, I take such pride in that win. I really do. It felt so good to have that much pressure and get that sort of win and have that sort of pace and dig that deep to come out with that result. It felt absolutely amazing. And back to the to the A team. I don't mean that as in we're better. I mean that as in the normal team that we would run the whole league if Onage didn't go on holiday. And so next race then, it will be me and Onage back for Brazil for the season finale. 9 points is the gap, and all that means is we need P1 and P3. Regardless of where Nebula finished, as long as one of us is P1 and one of us is P3, we will take the title. So that's what we're concentrating on. And I can tell you next race, it's Kifler and it's Christian Nenov. Now, those of you that have watched me for a while will know him, and he's very, very fast, particularly around Brazil. So quite scared of that, but it's certainly be a good run, and it comes down to this, the finale in the next video. And I thank you ever so much for watching. Bye-bye.